Here is a list of the players with the most seasons with 25 plus league goals in a single year. You'll see some all-time greats on this list who have managed to have many seasons scoring at an elite level. Then you have Messi and Ronaldo in a league of their own. This is just one of the many stats these two have embarrassed football in. The Messi versus Ronaldo debate is the most controversial debate in sports. It's caused a divide between the fans, and no matter how hard you argue, there will never be an agreed upon answer. But what I'm about to show you in this video will completely change how you view this debate forever. Rather than pitting these two against each other, in this video we're going to take a look at just how impossible these two careers are, showcasing just how much better than football history they were and what it will take for someone to replicate their greatness. Only then will you realize what they've achieved may have just ruined how we view football forever. We all know about the Ballon d'Ors, Champions Leagues and countless goals and trophies they managed to get, but what you may not know is just how out of reach some of the records they have broken are. So let's break it down, because it gets way crazier than you think. Before breaking down what the two did combined, let's first look at their dominance separately, starting off with the machine himself. Ronaldo over his career has been known as the embodiment of hard work, and over the years we've seen firsthand just how his hard work has turned him into an unstoppable force in football. At nearly 40 years old, with a career spanning 23 years, Ronaldo is the footballer with the most official goals ever, with a number that is still going up. A record that seems untouchable, and got me thinking, what will it actually take for anyone to break that record? But before we answer that, besides scoring more goals than literally anyone else in history, Ronaldo has an adaptability that often doesn't get spoken about. Whether it's in England, Spain or Italy, Ronaldo has managed to always dominate and is the only player ever to score 30 plus goals in a single season in 3 of Europe's top 5 leagues. He's navigated the physicality of the Prem, the technicality of La Liga and the defensiveness of Serie A. Not to mention, he's won the league multiple times in each country too. Winning these massive trophies is far from easy, and only a handful of players have ever won a league title, domestic cup and super cup, Champions League, Club World Cup, Golden Shoe and Ballon d'Or. This haul of trophies is enough for an elite career, except Ronaldo has done it twice, at 2 different clubs. The only player ever to do so. The fact he's managed to be so consistent throughout his career is one of the things that truly sets Ronaldo apart. We're not talking about 2 or 3 seasons of greatness followed by struggling years. No, year in, year out, Ronaldo was reliable enough to score. He's the only player ever to score 60 plus goals in 4 different calendar years, and is the only player ever to score 50 plus goals in 7 consecutive calendar years. A striker is considered elite if he does this once or twice. 7 times in a row is actually laughable. The silly thing about Ronaldo's goal scoring records is that they just go on forever, like his international goal record, his hat-trick records and more. But at the risk of this video being 20 hours, let's turn our eyes over to what I believe is Ronaldo's greatest accomplishment, his Champions League records. Ronaldo is by far the highest scoring player in Champions League history with 140 goals, with Messi second with 129 and Lewandowski third with 101. Other than that, no one really comes close. However, unlike his other goals records, this one might be in jeopardy. Reason being is with the way the new Champions League format works, you now play an extra 2 group games and potentially 2 extra knockout games. You're also playing against more weaker opponents, which gives more chances to stat pad and score loads. Even his record of 17 goals in a single season might be broken. Someone like Haaland now has a pretty good chance to catch Ronaldo with all the extra games he gets. However, that is not the only stat Ronaldo leads. Let's look at knockout Champions League goals. On this graph is a ranking of the players with the most knockout goals in the champs. You can see Lewandowski and Benzema both on 32 and others around the 20 goal mark. Except if you look further ahead, you'll see Messi way out in the distance with 49 goals, and then somewhere even further along you have him, 67 goals in 82 games, by far the most goals in Champions League knockout history. I don't see this record being touched anytime soon. For context, Haaland has 8 so far and Mbappé 20. But it gets even more crazy. If you take away Ronaldo's round of 16 goals and only include goals scored in the quarterfinals, semis and final, he still has 42 goals, which is more than everyone else but Messi. So even if someone with the new format matches Ronaldo's knockout goals, they for sure aren't touching his goals from the quarters onward. He's simply too much of a big game player. He's the only player ever to score in 3 Champions League finals, and over a 12-year span in his career, he reached 11 semi-finals out of 12 years, during which he reached 6 finals. What he has done in the Champions League is unmatched. And to top it off, only 6 players in this competition have ever managed to win the Golden Boot more than once. Then you have Messi, who's won it a shocking 6 times. Then there's Ronaldo, who's won it 7. Going over these records truly put into perspective just how much further ahead he is than the rest of the competition. But now it's time to go over the absurdity of someone whose records I'm willing to bet my life on won't get touched. Let's talk about the alien. While researching this video, the amount of records I found that Messi had is simply unreal. But I will go over what I deem to be the craziest records. And let me say, what you're about to see is truly crazy. Messi ranks number 1 in a lot of categories. He ranks number 1 in the most goals ever in a single top flight league with 474, as well as having the most trophies won by a player ever with 46 trophies. For context, Harry Kane has 0. And then there's the records we all know about, like his 8 Ballon d'Ors, his 2 World Cup Golden Balls, as well as a winner's medal, the only person to score at every single stage of the World Cup. But the thing is with Messi that I can't seem to wrap my head around is just how much further ahead of everyone else he is. It's hard to put into words this wide margin, so instead, I'll show you. Here is a chart of the top 10 players with the most goals and assists in Europe's major leagues in the 21st century. You have the usual suspects like Totti and Aguero, Benzema, Zlatan and Lewandowski all cracked over 400, then there's Ronaldo way up on 646, making the others look tiny in comparison. And then there's Messi. This is the gap between Messi and literally everyone else. He's made their numbers look mediocre, skewing our perspective on what greatness actually looks like. And we will talk about the implications this has later. For Messi, his playmaking is what stands out the most. Assists are a kind of hard stat to compare. They are completely reliant on your teammates scoring, and so they can never paint the full picture. Instead, chances created and big chances created tells a better story, as it doesn't matter if your teammate scores or not, you still get recognized for your creativity. In the history of Europe's top 5 leagues, since big chances created became a stat a long time ago, only one player ever has managed to get 25 plus goals and 25 plus big chances created in a single league season. That man is Messi. He's done it 7 times, including 30 plus in both stats 3 times. I promise you, we won't ever see anyone even come close. For someone to be so prolific in front of goal or this creative is rare, but both in one player. He has even more playmaking records, but that one just makes no sense. It's almost pointless going over every single record, but there's just one thing I think everyone needs to see. The greatest year in football, 2012. I could make a whole separate video on this year alone, but let's sum up how silly this year was. In 2012, Messi scored 91 goals in a calendar year, officially the most anyone has ever scored. What's even crazier is he also had the longest scoring streak in consecutive league games with 21 games in a row, the most in history. He scored 33 goals during those 21 games. To truly appreciate how much of an anomaly Messi was in 2012, let me show you one more graph. This is a chart of each player who had the most goal contributions each season in Europe's top 5 leagues in all competitions. You had greats of the game like Henry who cracked 60 and Ronaldinho who managed 50. Then as you go through the years, the numbers get more and more absurd, with Messi showing his brilliance, routinely getting 70 plus and even 88. But despite Messi redefining what it means to have a good scoring and assisting season, the 11-12 season shattered even his own expectations. 104 goals and assists in a single season. Triple digits. There's no words to describe this anymore. So far, I've only gone over Messi and Ronaldo separately, but I promised in this video that what I've got to show you will truly change how you view and appreciate Messi and Ronaldo forever. See, Messi and Ronaldo need their own category in football, and I'll tell you why. Prior to the two taking over, the average number of goals needed to win the Golden Boot in the league was around 27 goals, with the record for the most in a season belonging to Hugo Sanchez with 38. This is what a normal year of scoring looked like. Nothing out of the ordinary here. Then there's the 11-12 season. Oh, and also the 14-15 season as well. And pretty much every single season they played in, they shattered every record. The two of them scored 40 La Liga goals 3 times, with Messi once getting 50. The only player who has ever come close is Suarez when he managed to score 40. It literally took Suarez getting 40 goals to dethrone Messi or Ronaldo. It wasn't until the two of them left when we started seeing regular numbers again. But after seeing what Messi and Ronaldo did, how can we consider this regular? Our perception of scoring has been completely skewed. It's become impossible to see 25 goals scored and think it's elite when we just watch two guys routinely get 40. It got to a point where there isn't even a point of comparing Messi and Ronaldo to other attackers anymore. Let's look at their prime scoring years. Between the 2010-11 and 2015-16 season, both Messi and Ronaldo scored 224 and 234 league goals respectively, for a combined total of 458 over those 6 seasons. So let's put Ronaldo and Messi's combined scoring numbers over these 6 years up against every single team in Europe's top 5 leagues. After counting up every single team's scoring tally over the same period of time, Messi and Ronaldo's combined tally ended up ranking 4th place. This kind of blew my mind, because how can two guys outscore so many entire football clubs? But it gets worse, because during this 6-year stretch, Messi and Ronaldo missed some games, 45 to be exact. And so if we calculate not total goals, but goals per game, you'll find that Messi and Ronaldo combined for more goals per game than every single football club in Europe's top 5 leagues. Two guys, more goals per game than the biggest clubs in Europe. Seeing one of them play was an anomaly, but two at the same time, what they did to football needs to be studied. But for all the joy they've brought to the sport, they've also ruined it at the same time. These two have redefined greatness. Players of past generations are now having their stats and accomplishments revised to take into account Messi and Ronaldo, and so players who were once considered GOATs have been knocked down a peg. Take someone like Cruyff, who was considered the GOAT of European football. 3 Champions League titles, 3 Ballon d'Ors, and an iconic career that was going to be impossible to top. And while he's still considered a GOAT of his era, those numbers look small compared to Ronaldo's 5 Ballon d'Ors and Champions Leagues, and Messi's 8. And now guys who were once considered tier 1 have now been bumped down to tier 2. It's even worse for the entire generation of footballers who had to unfortunately share a stage with Messi and Ronaldo. Their achievements have been watered down, and a great striker has now become a good striker as a result. Players who managed to score 40 league goals in a season, like Lewandowski and Suarez, would have had their seasons immortalized in football history. But unfortunately, Messi and Ronaldo scored 40 league goals in their sleep. The harsh reality is some legends of the game should be held much higher than they are. But because they never truly got their chance to have the spotlight, they never got to cement their status. When you get to define an era yourself, your legacy becomes way higher. But between 2008 and 2023, a whole 15-year span, no one else got to do that. Like, think about Xavi, Iniesta and Neymar. If Ronaldo and Messi didn't exist, they all would have 2 Ballon d'Ors to their name. Xavi and Iniesta would be considered the best midfielders of all time, no question. Same with Neuer and Van Dijk winning the award as well. Not to mention, because Messi and Ronaldo have so many Ballon d'Ors between them, a player winning the honour twice won't even seem as special knowing there's a guy out there somewhere with 8. But the main reason why they've been able to destroy so many records and create a tier of greatness all by themselves is their longevity and consistency. For two players to not only be on the top of their game so young, but to remain there well into their 30s is unheard of. Add on to the fact that they were rarely injured, they always performed at a high level, and they were able to deliver goals, assists and trophies, it's safe to say to reach this level is close to impossible. Since turning 30, Ronaldo has 447 goals, 3 Champions League titles, 3 league titles and a European Championship, as well as 2 Ballon d'Ors. His career after 30 years old is better than 99% of players' entire careers. And then you have Messi, who has won a Ballon d'Or in the 2000s, 2010s and 2020s, 3 entire decades. While most players were winding down their careers at 35, Messi was lifting the World Cup trophy. Now, longevity is something that has improved in modern football. We all know how meticulous Ronaldo is with taking care of his body, but guys like Ibrahimovic, Modric, Lewandowski and even Benzema have shown that players can play much longer than generations past. But take into consideration, Messi and Ronaldo both started at 17 and spent 2 decades playing at the highest level, outlasting the wonder kids who were supposed to replace them. For the next generation of wonder kids who made their start so young, they've been given the most unrealistic of expectations due to instant comparisons to Messi and Ronaldo. Every time a left-footed attacker bursts into the scene, he's instantly compared to Messi, and every time they fail to live up to the hype. Well, obviously, It's Messi. And what we're now seeing is the next generation of talent feeling the effects of the Messi Ronaldo hangover. When it was rumored that Vinicius might win the 2024 Ballon d'Or, all I saw was posts about Vinicius Jr. would be the worst Ballon d'Or winner in history because his numbers didn't come close to Ronaldo or Messi, despite the fact that Vinny had numbers similar to every Ballon d'Or winner before the two. The question is, will we devalue the future generation's accomplishments because they haven't reached the impossible standards of Messi and Ronaldo? Well, I think yes. We won't be able to help ourselves. So hypothetically, what is it actually going to take for the future generation to catch up to Messi and Ronaldo? If we look at Ronaldo's goal tally, that number is only going up despite Ronaldo being close to 40. And it's safe to say Ronaldo will aim for 1,000 career goals. But since he's not in Europe anymore, for the sake of it, let's take Ronaldo's goal tally excluding his time in Saudi. That puts him on 836. The closest active players to that number are Lewandowski and Harry Kane. Neither of them on their current pace would reach Ronaldo anytime soon. In fact, if they scored 40 goals a season, they'd both need to play until 41 years old to match Ronaldo's tally. However, there are two more players who actually are on better current pace, Mbappé and Haaland. But even if they both managed 40 goals a season, every single season, for the rest of their careers at Real Madrid and Man City, they'd both need to score at this rate until they were 38 and 39 to catch Ronaldo. Now 40 goals is doable to these guys, right? They've both already had seasons scoring 50 goals, but one season isn't enough. They'd need to keep this level up for the next 13 seasons straight in Europe's most grueling leagues, staying free from injury just to have a chance. Miss a season or drop off in form and your chances are gone. Well, what about Messi's goal contribution record? Messi, excluding the MLS, has 1,177 total goal contributions, and this is a record I'm confident won't be touched. Best case scenario, let's take Lamine Yamal, only 17 years old, already getting first team minutes and has burst onto the scene. And let's say he has a career spanning 18 years of playing top level football. For Yamal to reach Messi's total goal contributions, he'd need 66 goals and assists per season, every season, for 18 years straight. To get 66 once is elite, but for 18 years straight, For context, in the 21st century, only 7 players have managed to crack 66 goal contributions in a single season, and only Mbappé has done it more than twice. Ronaldo has managed to do it 6 times, and Messi has done it 8, and they both managed a hell of a lot more than 66. For anyone to even come close to these numbers, they'd have to have the discipline, the luck, longevity, consistency, good teammates. There's just too many factors involved, and I just can't see anyone reaching this point ever again. What we witnessed Messi and Ronaldo do was truly one of a kind, except we witnessed both at the same time. And the truth is, they needed to exist at the same time to reach these numbers. They both propelled each other to heights no one knew possible. They both knew that they could never have an off year because the other was always there to pick up the pieces. Their motivation stemmed from knowing they had to be better than each other. And in the end, it gave us the most insane rivalry in the history of sports. So it doesn't matter who you think is better. The heights these two reached will never be reached again.